We're here at Munro & Associates because we're going to do another video about what Munro has found out about the Tesla Model 3. And boy, Sandy, the last video that we did, people went berserk. The Tesla fanboys want our heads. They didn't like what you said about the car.
Well, like I said, I was seriously thinking of coming out in incognito, some kind of a mask or something. But what I really want to do is I want to make sure that people know that this isn't just two jamokes, old jamokes at that, kind of just throwing rocks at Tesla. This is the report on the FFQ. This is
and FFQ is fit and finish, quality audit that you guys did, very instrumented. You measured everything, you documented it all.
Exactly. This is not guesswork. This is the real deal. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the ride and drive, and quite frankly, we're waiting for some more data, but we've got enough to talk about it right now.
So what we should establish too is that Munro & Associates instrumented this car and to do a lot of track testing.
Hang on a second. Munro & Associates did not instrument the car. We have another source. So we had Siemens testing. They instrumented the car, and it's their data that we're going to be putting into our report.
Okay, but then you took it down to the Transportation Research Center in Ohio to do all the driving of the car to collect the data.
Right. Yeah, and that's where Honda does all their work. So it's a very well-established track, and it has every type of driving condition. So we got a chance to really put this thing through its paces.
So Sandy and I are going to drive the car a little bit right now. He's going to tell me about some of their findings. Let's get in.
Okay.
So one thing I like right off the bat is just the simplicity. I mean, it's very stark, but I like the way that they've done it.
Yeah, I like the clean look. And actually, one of the other things that I liked about this was the HVAC system. I think is brilliant. This basically a little line that blows the air in the right direction. The only thing I don't like is it takes quite a few clicks to get to where it gets to, and so consequently that kind of takes away a little bit. And I'm not a big fan of the glass being right here. In a cockpit, when we design an airplane or something, the glass is central to the pilot. He needs to see that stuff and not look sideways. Yeah.
So it's not, I mean, it's a very quiet car, but I'm hearing a little bit of road noise as we drive around here. But that's not untypical with electrics because you don't have a gasoline engine or diesel engine masking all the noise.
Right.
But what were some of the things that you guys found when you were instrumenting this thing and actually taking it on the test track? Well,
actually, we kind of like the car. It's a very good drive, and you probably notice how this is very responsive. It's control. You feel in control when you're driving this car, and we like that a lot. It does bounce a bit. That's what we're experiencing now. Wonderful Michigan weather here.
Yeah, it's kind of a rough road right here, but
and we did drive it on Belgian blocks. We drove it all over the place to make sure that we really and truly understand. And if actually we actually took it up to about 100 miles an hour. That's when you start to see some of the things that aren't so popular, like the wind noise is high, and there's we don't know exactly what it is. We'll know more when we start taking it apart. But the motor, or let me rephrase that, the back end is making a noise that we've never heard before. So that is going to be kind of an issue. And
what kind of a noise?
A drumming noise. It could be the lay shafts in the transmission. It could be the electric motor. I don't know. I know a couple of Teslas have had a problem, and the electric motor gave out or it stopped. We don't know. I don't like taking anybody else's information. I'll just wait until I get my own.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at once we start taking the electric motor to pieces and the transmission.
What else about driving the car did you find when in your instrumented testing?
Well, in the instrument, we haven't got the instrumentation stuff back yet. That'll give us quite a bit more information. But these are perceptions that people have had. So, and if we look at it, we've got about They got about, what is this, 15 or 20 pages of guys just saying, this is what I saw, this is what I felt. And our people are automotive people, so they get a chance to drive cars quite a bit. And like I say, the acceleration, everybody loved. The handling, everybody loved.
Yeah. How about braking?
Braking was, we couldn't get onto the braking test bed because I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but they wouldn't let us on. So that part we couldn't really get a feel for. But normal braking, I mean, you're doing it right now, and I think we're in
Feels
sport
fine.
mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't really see a difference between the economy and
Sport
and
or
no,
normal?
there's three modes, and anyway, the first two there was no real difference between the two. The sport mode is what everybody thinks is the right thing. You just put it in there and leave it.
Right.
So that's kind of like what we do, what we did. Yeah, but like I say, NVH, the feeling that you're in a car that isn't going to, and quite frankly, one of the things we've had it up on the hoist several times now, and one of the things that you start noticing is how the car is put together underneath. And this has got a 5-bar link. This is a very good transmission that you wouldn't see normally on a car of this size or this cost either. So there's a lot of cool little things that we've seen that we liked about the car. The other thing that I'd like to point out is that somebody made a bunch of comments about there being a lump of iron stuck to the upper control arm, and they thought that this was some kind of kludge. It's not a kludge. That actually is that's something that's going to be necessary when they put the front drive system in. So we're looking at here is they're just making allowances for guys that are going to have all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So overall, you guys like the car?
I like the drive. I did. I gave it pretty high marks. I know that nothing counts until we see all the profile tests and things like that. But for me, this was a pretty good experience. So I'm pretty hopeful or I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a pretty good outcome on ride and drive. So the outside, the skins and whatnot, not so good, but the performance characteristics of the actual drive, pretty impressive.
Cool. Well, Sandy, thanks so much for this quick update on the drivability of the car and what you guys found about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what your full teardown turns up.
Well, we're going to be starting to rip it to pieces here shortly, so next time you're by, it won't look the same. Yeah.